It's hurt, tell me why nobody help. On mother show neglect, like I can't do it by myself. I got cuts on my wrist and it ain't good for my health.
Peace to my energy people out there. Ashe. To my conscious community out there. Salam alaikum. To brothers and sisters out there. Shalom. To all my Israelites out there. To God be the glory. To all my Christians out there. Welcome back to the channel, yo. First and foremost, I want to say, I want to apologize again. Well, I don't, not even apologize this time because things happen, and the lack of content, or the reason why I haven't been posting any content, is because my laptop's been broke, and I thought that I had lost all of my interviews or the edits that I did on my interviews, and I actually didn't because I still had the memory cards for it. So with that being said, the movement still goes on. The content that I will be posting now are the actual interviews that I was speaking about in terms of the mental health series. As I mentioned before in the intro, Temple is used as an outlet, and as that outlet, I'm gonna use this outlet as a way to promote certain initiatives and certain movements, certain things, and certain organizations that the people have going on, right? Because I find that extremely important to support one another in a unified effort. And the first thing that I'll be presenting today is a good friend of mine and her sister doing a giveaway for the homeless next month on March the 7th. And I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can get connected to that and donate. Another thing I mentioned before, that I'll be creating a podcast, and I'll also be promoting that. No Cut Cards will be the name of the podcast. The artist of the music that's going to be featured here on Temple is ironically the co-host of No Cut Cards, the podcast. I'll leave a link in the description for his IG page, his Facebook page, his YouTube page, so you guys can go follow him and support him too. I'm not gonna try to take up so much of y'all time. I'm gonna let y'all get straight into the interview. Hope y'all enjoy. Peace and power, y'all. All power to the people.
First off, shout out to my man, Huey Blake, man. Real solid dude. I watch him come from a young knucklehead to this man he is today, man. Real shout out to you, man. Real shit. Like, not too many people, live through the experience that we all live through. Cause I can't even just say you. Cause you got so many brothers out here today that's still living, and just left the street shit alone. They try to make it one day at a time.
When you hear the words mental illness, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind as far as mental illness, you got different type of mental illness. You got people that's dealing with mental illness through wealth. They not used, definitely with the pandemic going on, they not, used to what's things going on, so they go through mental illness because they ain't got the right amount of money that they supposed to have. You got people that go through mental illness because they lost a family member. You got people that go through mental illness because they just not being treated right. So when you speak about mental illness, it's different topics and different subjects. There's so much you can really hit off of mental illness because, it's a mental state of mind. Everybody don't think the same. So that's what I think about mental illness, real shit. Yeah, everybody. I feel like everybody suffers through some type of mental illness. Just like I think everybody has some type of addiction. And basically, like, mental illness, you could be the most, or you could think you the most handsomest person in the world. most prettiest person in the world. You can build that in your mind. Once somebody rejects you, I think that's a mental illness. If you ever seen somebody get rejected that thought that it was the most highest of the world, and you seen how fast they crumble, that's a mental illness. Because you know why? They thought they was that. You feel me? But they wasn't. I mean, perfect definition of my depression. My depression is way deeper than me, honestly. My depression ain't even with me. It's not with me. My depression is with my kids. I don't want to see my kids go through the shit that I went through. So my depression is not even with myself at all. Period. I have anxiety attacks all the time. And I'm gonna tell you why I have anxiety attacks. Because I'm not afraid to die is big. Like, just being afraid to die. Being afraid of what happened to me in that situation. And just that I'm afraid to die because I know a lot of people care about me. I know I hurt a lot of people. And then it take away from my kids. Yes, of course. And definitely when you raise up an environment the way as though you feel that you can't prosper. So you just feel like you shield. Definitely if you in that shield and you lose a family member or anybody that's around you that, you know, that was in that protection with you, that shield automatically breaks, so it makes your mind wander and you go crazy. Definitely if you gonna, like, situations where though you see your best friend get murdered, or you see your cousin get shot, or anybody, like, period, it really takes your mind, like, have your mind in so many different places. Or how about this? You being the one to get shot. You be the one getting stabbed. I could relate to that. But I don't really care to speak on it too much. Yeah, I think it is, because I think I could have done better for the youth. I could have done way more better than what I done, other than just being protective over mine. We need these community leaders, all that, you feel what I'm saying? We been through the struggle, we been through the pain, we already seen the bullshit that came with the game, all that shit. This shit is getting real. We need to take care of this shit, step up on it. Start being real community leaders, start having these kids, come up off of something. If we know we wasn't built off of shit, excuse my language, then why should we bring other kids up off shit? You feel what I'm saying? Shit ain't gonna do nothing but bring a shitty situation, yo.
Shit, that's a fact.
Real shit. It didn't work, because you know why? At that time, you talking to a person, you can't talk to no person for a little bit of while and expect them, you know, to get their mind right that quick. Definitely not talking to no teenager. We all been through that, them trials and them tribulations. Adolescent teenagers. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. You do that shit, because sometimes, yo, you can do something And you be so pissed off of what you done that you defend yourself knowing you wrong like a motherfucker. And you know you wrong, but you got that defense cause you trying to make yourself right. I say about a 6. I say a 6, counting on what circumstances is going on in life. Like, just because it's a 6 don't mean it can't raise to a 7, 8, 9, or a 10. Just the way life is, approaching me now, I say a 6. Smoke. Sit. I mean, you got people that do different things, man. Or you did around a bunch of coke dealers and dope dealers. Sometimes you think that shit for you, but that's not. It really wasn't. We all had dreams at the time, you feel me? And they motivated us. Like, I'm an 80s baby. Like, the niggas from 67, they did their thing. They motivated us to get out the hood. That's why you see so many, 90s, 80s babies, they doing, football, basketball. See somebody with a high power, but you also gotta see somebody that been through the same thing that you've been through. You can't just talk to them. I don't think every therapy is for everybody. Keep pushing. Don't never give up, because you know why? It might be your day. Yes, sir. Because you know why? You made me think about a lot in life, man. And I'm telling you some real stuff, man.
Speak.
Off the record, man. Stand up guy, I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate you for taking this time out to even, just to do this interview with me. You hear me?
I appreciate
Like, I really, you made me think about a lot, You made me really, dip into my mental. Now I see where my mental come from, man. Shout out to you, man. Definitely, man. No, big shout out to you, bro. 2 times for me, man. Huey Blake, man.
What can I do to help more people out with mental disorders?
Do these interviews like this,
Appreciate that.
and you definitely can. You just helped me, man. You made me feel so.
I appreciate that, bro.